Hey all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to go over some tips and tricks so that you can finally get your headstands. Headstands are an amazing skill to have. They can calm the mind, alleviate stress and depression, activate the pituitary glands, stimulate the lymphatic system, strengthen the upper body, spine, core, enhance lung capacity, stimulate and strengthen abdominal organs, boost digestion, but most importantly, they are an amazing party trick to have. I first started working on my headstands in yoga classes years ago. It wasn't until I started taking dedicated inversion classes that I finally got them in the center of the room. In yoga, headstands tend to be more part of a flow. Teachers often don't break down exactly what you should be doing in order to maintain your balance upside down. And also, it can be scary working on them in a crowded yoga class where if you fell, you might fall on someone else. And unlike a lot of other teachers, I do recommend practicing near a wall when you're very first starting out on your headstand journey. So, with all that being said, find a wall, grab a yoga mat or something for your head, and let's get started. There are two different kinds of headstands. We'll work on both of them today, but we're going to start with our tripod headstand. Personally, this is my least favorite way to headstand because there is weight on your head, but because you have more points of contact with the floor, it can be easier to balance. Most important part of your tripod headstand, set up your base. One of my main headstand teachers calls this the triangle of success. Your head acts as the tip point of your triangle, and then you want your hands far enough down by your sides so they're the other two parts of your little triangle there. If your hands are too close or too far away from your head, you are going to have a much harder time balancing. So think about that triangle whenever you get set up. Also, make sure those elbows are parallel with each other and not pointing away from your body. Notice I doubled up my yoga mat for under my head. While I do agree that you should use a cushion, especially when you're first starting out, be mindful about using something too thick and fluffy like a pillow because that may throw off your balance as well. So, I'm all set up, I'm ready to go. The first step is placing your knees on your elbows and seeing if you can lift your feet off the floor. Having trouble lifting both off at the same time? No worries, just try one at a time. This is a great way to test your balance and see if you can hold yourself up with just your head and your hands. Make sure you keep pressing through those hands, pulling the elbows slightly inward, and resting your body weight on the crown of your head just above your forehead. Once you feel comfortable with 2 feet floating off the ground, start lifting those feet up. If you're near a wall, the wall will catch you if you start to fall backwards. You are using some core strength to lift those legs up, so if it seems like an impossible task for you, you may just have to do some more abs. Once you're able to float those legs up, keep holding your headstands for time. You want to make sure you feel nice, solid, and safe in this position before you start moving away from the wall. That is your tripod headstand, and we'll get back to more tips and tricks on working on it in the middle of the floor. But before we move on, I hate the damn tripod headstand. It hurts my head. The very first headstand I learned how to do was the forearm headstand. For your forearm headstand, you really don't need much padding under the head. If done correctly, the top of your head is just grazing the ground. So here's the deal. I'm going to clasp my fingers together and then my head goes just in front. Once again, make sure those elbows are pulling inward and framing your head. The main thing is you should be pressing so hard into your forearms that the weight of your head is not on the ground. Main mistake I see with this headstand is people want to kick up. Don't think kick, think float. So I lift one leg up as high as I can and then press those forearms into the ground as the other leg floats off the floor and meets at the top. If you have a habit of practicing your headstands by kicking up either your tripod or your forearm headstand, get that out of your system. It's just going to throw off your balance and you won't be able to stay upside down. Once you're feeling good about those headstands against the wall, either the tripod or your forearm headstand, let's take it to the center of the floor. Center of the floor can be scary and daunting because you have nothing for those long legs of yours to fall on. Because of that, when you first start practicing in the center of the floor, you might want to start with your straddle headstands. Straddling spreads out your body weight more evenly, so you may feel more secure in the upside down position. Also, from there, you may feel better about pulling those legs together for your regular headstand. And by the way, I refuse to demo falling, but if you do start to fall out of your headstand in the center of the floor, always make sure you tuck your chin to your chest. That will make sure you roll out of it rather than flop on down. I'm going to demo this straddle headstand from the side as well, just so you can see the positioning of my body. First, I'm walking in to make sure the butt is aligned over the head, and then from there, the legs kind of just float up. You don't have to have a super open, flexible straddle in order to do this. Of course, you can work on your straddle ups from your forearm headstand as well. Notice how my elbows are not too wide in this video. I keep mentioning elbow distance because that is the main thing I always see go wrong with headstands. If it's one thing you pick up from this video, keep pulling your elbows closer together. So maybe you've tried your straight legs, it scares you too much, you're having a hard time getting your straddle headstand. I have one more option for you. Stag headstand. Instead of having to lift a straight leg up, maybe you don't have that much flexibility or it hurts, have two bent knees. From here, you can move your legs around, testing out your balance. Well, I hope you found these tips useful. Please let me know in the comment box below. Also, if you have any requests for future follow-along videos, tips and tricks, tutorials, you can let me know in the comment box below also. If you don't mind hitting the like and subscribe button with the notification bell on, I would super appreciate it. It really supports my channel. Until the next time, I hope you all have a fit and fabulous day. Bye-bye.